Morning, beautiful creature. Even if it's 6:45 here in Quebec, Wednesday 22. So I'm supposed to do those devlog journey, and I was pretty busy working on my games and my 3 other jobs. So I kind of forget that I was doing that, and also I think it's kind of hard to stay true to myself and be silly and put it out there and maybe judged by people and stuff, but at the same time I'm putting this out there so I can do introspection for myself in the future, and I wanna show people that my situation here, that it is hard starting, and I'm at that point that I need to believe in myself, and it's really hard. So anyway, I'm gonna show you what I've done these weeks for this project. So I was working a little bit before January. I'm supposed to do a game a month or finish one of my game a month or so, something like that. And so I started a little bit before January with a mood board here with my friends Blankbox. So we did like some brainstorm ID, like brainstorm 2, brainstorm 1, brainstorm 3, and we end up at like a game loop that we loved, and we're like, all right, could be something like that, could be really fun. And then we did another brainstorm, and then I start working on the game, and then he started doing the blueprint and everything. So basically I created those cute little creature that are the cultists. Oh, my face is hiding some of them. But anyway, so basically you play cards, and every domain have a specific, yeah. So how can I explain this? So you have multiple domains, and all of the domains generate worth differently, and you need to have a number of worth to win a fight. So you fight against demon for renown and fame, and to grow up in the Demon Tavern, so you can even kill the Demon Lord. And so by playing unit of the domain of the pain, you gain worth by inflicting pain. So I had some IVs of little cultists that can stab their friends to do damage. If your enemy doesn't have creatures on the board, then you can stab your friends to generate pain and so worth as a cultist. And so there's a little creature IDs, Slurpy, I think is really cute. The cultist of pain can stab himself, stuff like that. And so I think that was the first week or something like that. And then some rough ID. I was working a lot in IDs of like, alright, what the game could look like. Alright, we have this table, we have this enemy there, we play cards. So I was trying to find a way of trying to put all of those IDs and brainstorm together. And then so we have like a couple of that, and then you have like a demon there, then you can slap his face because we think it's funny. And then anyway, there's like a lot of those. And so I think that was the first week, but I don't remember because it's been like 3 weeks. But anyway, the green here is the time I spent on the actual game. So like the first week of January was pretty good, but then I started working on my other jobs and went for a tattoo and had some other moment, and I host the indie session at my home. And anyway, so I've been working a bit less on the game. And so what I've realized is that if I don't work on my games and if I don't create, I'm less happy. So I really try to get back to it, and that's why I'm doing those vlogs also, is to remember myself, why am I doing this? Because I'm happy when I do game dev. That's not the reason, and I always forget. Like a week from now I'll just be like, oh, why my side, I don't understand, going around like this, and I'll be like, why? Because you're not working on the stuff you love, you know. So thank you for myself to remember that. And yeah, so anyway, so the first week was stuff like that, and then I did the death domain, which is creature that generate worth on kill. So you have this little necromancer that spawns scaly. Scaly can be stacked on one another to grow like those. I think they're pretty cute. You know, I'm not gonna go through all of the cards. There's a couple of death cards. I did some couple hunters because I think it was cool to have like mercenaries here and there. But yeah, anyway. And then we did a jam with my friends Blank Box, so we can upgrade some of the art of the game. So I did some background for the cards depending on the domain. So that was death. This is for Cultist of Pain background, little fire like in hell or something. I think that was nice. Then I did some sketch of like ants, because you're playing with, you're basically, this is like an opening scene with you two sign the contract, and then you lose your hand, and then you need to gain worth. Anyway, so I did some of temporary sprite, and also a rough mood of like what the game could look like inside. So something like that I think was pretty cool. So the goal is to try to go towards something like that. And then we were brainstorming about jutsu, because the other player is doing jutsu little spells, and so I did brainstorm of some ideas and some mini games. I was like, all right, how the jutsu could work. It could be like a time thing where you need to click at the right time, so stuff like that. Anyway, I won't go too much in details, but basically the jutsus will be funny stuff like you cast the fireball and there's a little N in the screen going down with the fireball, and you need to move it to catch those fiery thing to boost it. Anyway, and then you have like a thing like this, like music style for summoning thing, and then you have like a spamming meter, the little sheep to do polymorph. Anyway, I did like a bunch of IDs, design, stuff like that, and then that's about it, I think. Yeah, I really love the barman. It's one of the characters that will sell you stuff like card packs and stuff like that. I drew that pretty fast. I don't remember, like 30 minutes or so, and I was like, oh, it could be so nice if there's like this barman that wiggle in the middle behind the bar, and you can just have random hands popping up and selling you stuff. So there's gonna be stuff at the top of those hands there, like, oh, you can click on it and get that. And I thought it was funny to have a lot of hands. Doesn't need to be logical, it's a Demon Tavern, you know. So then we did a little test. Oh yeah, it's true. I also passed like a lot of this here doesn't work much and stuff like that. It's because I was working in Unreal and I tried to figure it out how the fuck the controller worked if you want like 3 controller, because it's 2 player, right? One on the keyboard, one on the mouse, and so they all have like the keyboards have 2 hands with arrows and keys, and so it was like a pain to try to code this because I'm not a programmer. Anyway, we tried GitHub, but on GitHub it's like 100 megabytes or something you can have max, and then you need to do other stuff, and then anyway. So, and then what happened? Freaking Big Mode announced a game jam, you know? So I'm like, fuck, man, I want to participate to that. And so another friend of mine wanted me to do hard for him. So anyway, it's going well, but it's certainly hard to stay consistent and put those videos out there, and I don't want to put time to edit that. And I'm like, what am I doing, you know? I want to commit to my game, I want to commit to this, and it's so hard, you know? I have like 2 followers on YouTube. I think I have like 20 views or something, and then it's like trying to remember why I'm doing this, but it's because I want to do it. It's because I love it. It's because I love to do game dev and everything. But it's like, anyway. So yeah, beautiful little video, silly thing. I don't know if people will care about that, but at the same time, I'm putting this for myself and other people that are like that are like, oh my god, I don't want to start my game, I don't want to publish it, I'm afraid, stuff like that. Well, I'm afraid too. I have like 20 games that are almost complete and that I didn't publish ever because I was afraid, I guess. Maybe I'm still afraid, I don't know. And so I think I'm putting the video out there, even if it's super silly, and I'm gonna laugh at myself later. Like if I watch my first video now, I'm like, oh my god, what is this? But hey, whenever I'm gonna be super happy and I'm gonna work on my game full times and with a nice team, because I love to work with people, and people will be like, oh my god, he's so famous and his game is so cool or whatever, I'll be like, hey, I started like this with those silly videos on YouTube and trying to convince myself that I can do this. So yeah, you got this also. Oh, peace.